guys, and welcome back to an interview with GlenNeta Griffin. We have an amazing show for you today. We are here with Ariel Shaw. She is the president and founder of the Southern Crescent Women in Business. Ariel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, GlenNeta.
Absolutely. So let's just jump right in. So Southern Crescent Women in Business, I want to say y'all, but we, because I am a member, we are all over the place. So why don't you start by telling us exactly what Southern Crescent Women in Business is and why it was so important for you to start this amazing organization?
So Southern Crescent Women in Business is a conglomerate of women-owned businesses in the Southern Crescent. It was important to start this organization because it did not exist on the South Side. We were going into Atlanta for everything from networking to business opportunities, and it was just important for us to create that type of atmosphere and environment on the South Side.
Absolutely. So why is it so important for us to advocate for other women in business? I mean, it's hard being a woman in business. Let's just be clear, okay? So why is it so important for you, especially for you to advocate for other women in business?
Well, I felt that this group was being left out a lot. As a businesswoman, I know what I needed. I know what type of advocacy I needed. So I just became that advocate. I started talking to our elected officials a while ago, trying to get them to implement things probably for about 2 years. And it never moved. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with it because it's no better time than the present. And that's where it went off. So we started in Henry County because that's physically where I am. The response was extremely overwhelming to the point that we had to stop membership. Just because we had a waiting list. People were paying to get on the waiting list because I knew there was a need. I just didn't expect that response. So we, was extremely successful. The individual that helped me and supported me here in Henry County, we said, well, we need to go ahead and put one in your county, and that was in Fayette County. So Fayette was next. And then because, we border right with Clayton, I knew Clayton had some things that they had going on, but there were some changes due to leadership changes. We decided we'll go ahead and kick off Clayton and DeKalb as well. And those two counties are combined. So yes.
Yeah, and let's talk about this. So it's not only important for women to support other women-owned businesses, but for the outside. You spoke a little bit about the elected officials, but why is it so important for other people to support women in business especially?
As women in business, we do so much. If you support a woman-owned business, you typically support an entire family. You typically support someone who's definitely going to give back to their community. So that's one and two very big reasons why you should support women-owned businesses. I think for a long time, we have been the backbone for so many, so many. And I thought it was time to shift that, to put a little bit more focus on us. I know there were some initiatives at the national level. I wasn't seeing it reciprocated down here in the South. I know things typically get down south a little bit slower. So, I thought it was just important to make sure that things that were being spoken about at the national level, support that was being focused for women at the national level, trickled to the South. I think there has been a misconception, specifically when we're talking about the Southern Crescent, that they are in fact a little bit more of bedroom communities, but I think the perception is we didn't want certain things on the South Side. and I wanted to dispel that as well.
Yeah.
So in pushing forward with women-owned businesses, identifying who these women-owned businesses are, my connections are massive. One thing, you know, that I have to my advantage is I'm not from here, like most people aren't, but that allows me to have networks that are massive, you know, beyond Georgia, beyond just even the East Coast. Right. So in talks with networks that are global, I just think it brings attention to areas and to these women that may not have existed before. And again, we want to dispel the myth that we're not just as forward thinking, just as business savvy, and wanting those Fortune 500 companies in the South side. A lot of the opportunities that have been in the Atlanta area have primarily gone to the northern side. If you want a good job, you got to go to North Georgia.
Yeah, you want to make more money, you go up north.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I said, well, this has to change. You know, we have the individuals that are in leadership, whether that needs to change as well. But we want to, identify who our working groups are. When I started working on a business incubator about 2 or 3 years ago, one of the challenges we were having were we couldn't identify a real business class in the area, a professional services class. And I was like, they exist. We just drive 2 hours everywhere where we have to go. So it's just a matter of that changing that perception and making sure that we're advocating again for, you know, women-owned businesses in the South Side.
Yeah. And, you know, you said something important about, you know, the northern thing. It's also a misconception that we have to, in the South, I'm saying we, in the South, we have to charge less for our services. That bothers me a lot. It's like you go up north and you pay a certain amount for your hair, you expect to pay more, but you come down south to get a discount. I need people to know that is not right. It's not correct. You know, why is that? I don't know, where did that come from?
I think it's a cultural thing. It's just a matter of people thinking things are a little slower. People are a little slower. It really is a cultural thing. And that's, like I said, it's just extremely important that we change that perception. Even when I chose the name Southern Crescent, I got a little bit of a pushback. Really? Because they were like, well, this is South Atlanta. And I was like, we don't want to be South Atlanta. Exactly. We want to be the Southern Crescent. Right. So, you know, we want to own who we are. We want to create our own identity. We have amazing individuals. Most people don't even realize a lot of the celebrities that claim Atlanta, they live in the South Side. True. Yeah. You know, so it's just an interesting dynamic, but it's one that that has truly been it's been worth it. So
yeah. I love that. Let's talk about funding and resources. And I want to thank you before you jump into that, because during the pandemic and the quarantine and all that stuff, when we had to come out of our brick and mortar companies and take everything virtual and everything hit, you and your team have been amazing at putting out resources, especially for women. This is a grant, you guys need to apply. Let's go. This is what's available. This is, you know, these are funds. This is what's going on. You know, I want to thank you for that, because you guys have pulled those, you know, the funding that's specific for minorities and specifically for women, you know, and I think that's great. So let's talk a little bit about finding funding and resources, you know, for women specifically in business.
Well, what we have been intentional about is making sure that we are putting out the resources that are specific to women-owned, minority-owned businesses. Again, we have a great opportunity. You know, It's interesting because in this, what we call this pandemic, there have been many who have been able to, what we call, prosper. In this pandemic. We've had ladies who have had some of their best months during this time. So I thought it was just important, one, to make sure we identify those resources. They've come from all over. So it's not one particular, whether it's from the state, the county, businesses and nonprofits. They have come from everywhere. So it's just a matter of making sure that we compile those and vet them to make sure that they're valid and put them out to our ladies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we can find, you post a lot of them, so we can find a lot on the Southern Crescent Women in Business Facebook page.
Yes, and if you are signed up for our email list, you absolutely will get that as well.
Yes, so we'll tell you how to stay connected shortly. After we talk about this amazing topic, there is a funding pitch coming up on September 17th. Woo! All right, tell us about this funding pitch and how do we sign up?
So this funding pitch, again, we didn't have it on the South Side. It was the Southern Crescent's first funding pitch. We did it on last year. It was absolutely amazing. I think the response was, again, we had to remove tables because we didn't have enough room.
Wow.
It was overflow, absolutely. And so it was just an amazing opportunity. The ladies were, I mean, it was just, the energy was amazing, just to be able to bring one, the talent in that room, just to be able to get women out of their shell to speak in front of these individuals, a panel of judges that included, you know, a judge from the Coca-Cola company to, we had a Tara, who is she calls herself Madam Money. And she was actually one of the coaches, but it was just an amazing opportunity, one, for women to perfect their craft, to get comfortable about telling their story, to explain to the entire room why we should invest in what they have going on, whether it was a startup or whether it was just an idea and it hadn't even started yet. It was just, again, amazing. It was electrifying. So for this year, we wanted to make sure that we knew that the need would probably still be there, especially in this COVID environment. So we wanted to make sure that we were allowing, excuse me, the opportunity for women to come again and request funds for their businesses or business ideas.
Okay. And this year is virtual, correct? It's going to be a little different this year. Okay.
It is virtual, yes. So that was one of the challenges, you know, in making that decision. But, you know, we have to be safe. The numbers are increasing, and we have to make sure that, you know, we're not putting anyone's life at risk. So yes, it is virtual. They will have an opportunity to submit a 2-minute video, and then they will, of course, be asked whatever questions the judges have at that time, live and in person. Once we announce who the individuals are, they will have an opportunity, of course, to invite their supporters. They will not be live, but they will be live, let me be clear, but they will not be on screen as far as their supporters, but they will have an opportunity to, you know, support virtually, whether it's vote for them, and whether it's say, hey, you know, congratulations, but it will be done virtually. And the supporters, again, will not be on screen. It will just be the pitches, the pitch contestants, and the judges.
Got it. So if someone wants to sign up, they still have time, but I know you are almost sold out. So if they want to sign up for the funding pitch, September 17th, where do they go?
The funding pitch, you go to fundingpitch2.eventbrite.com. Again, that's fundingpitch2.eventbrite.com.
Awesome. Good stuff. So if we are a woman in business in the Southern Crescent and want to join the team of amazing women that are blazing trails in the Southern Crescent, how do they stay connected to you or come to, join and become a member?
So we would love to have you. One of the things that I encourage any woman that's deciding to join our particular group is just to make sure that you understand that we do encourage you to support fellow women in business. So we know that there are opportunities where you can join so many groups. But this group is different in the fact that we know that women go further. It's statistically proven that women go further when they have the support that they need, and they can absolutely be successful in every area. So we want to make sure that we're not just giving that support or expecting that support, but we're also giving it as well. But you can find us online at www.scwibga.org, and you can find us online, Instagram, Facebook. Our chapters are Fayette County Women in Business, Henry County Women in Business, and Clayton DeKalb Women in Business.
Awesome. Good stuff. So if you are a woman in business and need that support team and want to join other amazing women or sign up for the funding pitch in September and get those funds for your business to get to the next level, make sure you tune in. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing this knowledge with us. And if you want to stay connected to me, follow me at GlenNetaGriffin.com. Thanks for joining us.